Hey guys, welcome in. I'm Wayne Grayson, Digital Content Director for Iron Pros TV and for ConstructionPros.com. We're here in Las Vegas at Trimble Dimensions 2022 at the offsite portion, and we're here with our friend Adam Woods. Adam, what is your title at LBX?
I'm the General Manager of Innovation and Product Portfolio Strategy.
Adam, we are standing in front of LBX's latest excavator. Really exciting. This is not only the first time that we're seeing it, it's the first time really anybody's seeing it at this show, because you guys have been working around the clock behind the scenes on getting this thing ready. Appearing to the world for the very first time out here, it is the 220 X4S. It is the next generation or evolution. We were talking about this machine and just some of the really operator-centric improvements on this thing. We're undercarriage is the same, maintenance is the same, you know, in terms of power and capability, all of that is the same, but you guys have made some really interesting kind of improvements to not only the control and the feel and the efficiency of this machine, but also to the kind of to the productivity and the comfort inside the cab and everything. So what is new about the 220 X4?
Sure. So the predecessor to this machine is the 210 X4, and we did a lot of improvement on that machine, you know, versus say the X3 generation. But definitely when we went to the drawing board for this model, this next evolution, we absolutely were trying to ask ourselves, what does the customer care most about? And what do operators need more? We already had great reviews about our comfortability and how comfortable our cabs were and how ergonomic the operator station was.
Right.
So we started digging into how do we make the machine operate better for the operator. And that's where we have, you know, on this 220 X4S, we have a lot of improvements surrounding that, especially around the customization within the cab and even the control and functionality of the machine. Such as an example of that would be the ability to change the customization of the flow control from the monitor.
Okay.
So, you know, the cab on this machine is a complete new cab compared to our X4. And, you know, you've got in the X4, you've got a 7-inch monitor. It's landscape.
Right.
In this one, you have a 10-inch, and it is a portrait position monitor. And in that, you have custom flow control.
Okay.
So custom flow control allows the operator to be able to prioritize swing over boom, or boom over swing, or boom over arm, or arm over boom, which is very crucial when it comes to different functions of operation, such as truck loading versus trenching. Truck loading, you need to be able to prioritize boom and swing, so you can raise your boom up quickly and swing over to the truck you're loading. Whereas trenching, you want to prioritize your arm more so than swing, as an example. So that gives a lot of control to the operator.
You were mentioning, especially for those guys who really do value if they're in that truck loading application, and they really are kind of valuing the speed, of swing. You guys have like the ability to really open up that valve, and to kind of completely remove any kind of machine resistance. Tell us a little bit about that feature.
So what we were talking about there was free swing. So within the cab on the console, you have the ability to engage free swing. So what free swing does is it allows the machine to swing completely freely without any swing resistance at all. So in normal operation, when you're swinging to, say, go to a truck to load some material within the bed, and you let go of the swing function, it's going to come to a stop. And what free swing does is it disengages that and allows the machine to continually swing with momentum, essentially. So what happens is truck loaders are able to then create that momentum into the swing function and begin focusing on the dumping aspect of the function instead of the swing, and they're already going back into another dig in the other direction. So in testing, we've been able to prove that it increases cycle times by up to a second or even 2 seconds.
The feel is just a lot more natural for guys, especially guys that really do. They value that swing and the freedom of that motion, as where you're combining the bucket and the arm and everything at the same time, Like if your brain is there, and we were talking about this, like one of the most frustrating things for operators is when the machine moves slower than their brain or than their reflexes. And I think kind of expanding on that a little bit, just about how controllability focused that the 220 X4S is, is the fact that beyond free swing, beyond the fact that you have that custom control over hydraulic priority, we were talking a little bit about the customizability of these new joysticks on here.
Yeah.
You can actually, customize the layout of your buttons. But beyond that, my next question was like, oh, well, did you guys implement EH controls or electro-hydraulic controls? Have you gone away from pilot? And the answer is no. This is still a pilot-controlled machine. However, it brings just about all of the benefits in terms of customization and personalization from E over H. So tell us how you guys are doing that. What is this kind of like hybrid solution that you guys have put together?
In going to that whiteboard we talked about and developing the concept for this, we had to ask ourselves, as an example, how do we make sure that we never have an instance where the operator feels like they are ahead of the machine?
Right.
Physically or mentally. So we were trying to figure that out, and we historically have been pilot controlled.
Yeah.
Which means the operator does have feel of the implement and attachment on the machine.
Yes.
We've absolutely interviewed contractors and operators who can feel when they hit a boulder or hit a pipe or something they're excavating. So we also got a lot of feedback that operators wanted to keep that functionality. They wanted to be able to feel the machine and be a part of the machine. So, however, being EH does give you and bring you some value as well.
Yes.
In customization and the freedom to do different things. So
there's a reason why that trend is kind of taking the
it
industry
is.
by storm.
Absolutely.
Right?
And so what we did is we tried to marry the best of both worlds.
Right.
So our machine here is pilot controlled. So you still do have the feel of the machine. It is able to convert that pressure from the pilot circuit into an electrical signal.
It's really cool.
And then we have a proprietary hydraulic control system called spool stroke control that enables the machine in effect to turn that pressure change of the controls into an electrical signal. So it's EH, but it's also pilot.
Right.
And then we took that a step further, and we also incorporated other technologies on this model in particular. And motion stability control is a very innovative thing because what it does is it focuses on analyzing the operation of the machine based on the commands of the operator at a given time. So even though it's still pilot, electronically, within the software, it's analyzing how the operator is giving commands. Is it really demanding? Are they doing something really quick? Are they doing something even too quick that could make the machine unstable?
Right.
And the system will actually compensate slightly. It's not a lot, but it will compensate slightly. And that enables the machine to become even more stable than it already was to begin with.
Right.
One of our biggest features that so many customers, commend us on is our stability, controllability, and how smooth that our machine really is. And motion stability control takes that another level.
I think up until this point, everything that we've seen so far has been like, well, you just got to rip out the harness and you got to start all over again, right? There's so many guys, and I would probably say the majority of operators out there, especially excavator operators, who if you watch them, I mean, they are just, it's so much about the feel. It's so much about the connection to the machine, the connection to the dirt, and everything that the machine offers them. I feel like if you could tell them, you get to keep that pilot feel, but you also get the customization and kind of like the prioritization of hydraulics. It's such a cool option, and I think, like I said, you guys have every right to be excited about that, because really this feels like the most operator-centric in terms of like customizing this machine and getting it ready for exactly what the operator wants, right? And I feel like this is a machine geared specifically toward the expert, the guy that's been out there. But however, I know that you guys aren't forgetting about the labor shortage and everything else like that. So take us through, kind of some of the ways that actually helps out with inexperienced operators.
Of course, we're here at Trimble Dimensions, and part of that is our showcasing our partnership with Trimble themselves. And all these features we're talking about on this machine, motion stability control and all of that, we're also incorporating other technologies like payload. Payload, as an example, is going to be standard on this model as well, which enables the newer generation of operator coming in to be able to know exactly how much material they're moving at a given time.
Right.
But it also enables your veteran operators to be able to know how much material they've moved in a day or a week. It kind of encompasses, the technology pulls those two together. So even though that we're experiencing a gap, so to speak, that a lot of people know about and are aware about, we're able to appeal to both sides of that gap, you know, through these technologies, through the custom flow control and through the motion stability control. And all of these features are focusing on making, you know, proficient and distinguished operators even more proficient and or distinguished. But it's also aimed at making your apprentice or, you know, something like that kind of operator who's new to the industry become more efficient quickly. So it decreases the learning curve. And, you know, through our partnership with Trimble, you know, we've created Precision Grade. And Precision Grade has become a large pillar of our offering to our dealership and our customer base to be able to offer them the opportunity for machine control.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as an example, you know, this generation of machine, you know, we've incorporated a lot of features from the factory to enable the inclusion of that technology much easier and cheaper. So in particular, this model, it's coming Trimble ready from the factory. So the brackets are already on there.
Cool.
A lot of connectors are already on there. But we also have included a installed function as well, or feature as well from the factory. So our dealers are able to order this model with it already installed,
on there,
which is something that our customer base have been asking for and our distribution have been asking for as well. So this 220 is amazing in terms of an evolution from the X4, 210 X4, in being able to offer that technology that appeals to both divides of the gap. You know, the veteran operators and the newcomers into the industry.
Well, Adam, man, thank you so much for taking us through this machine. It's really cool. Guys, this is such a unique solution on the market today, combining the feel of pilot controls with that customization of and the way that LBX has really figured out kind of how to convert that hydraulic feel to electric signal so that you still get some of that customization. It's a really operator-focused machine and trying to give the operator literally everything that they want out of a machine. So be sure to check it out at your local LBX dealer whenever it launches in 2023. So, and we're going to have more details on this machine too, closer to launch too, guys. So stay tuned. And for more information, be sure to check out ironpros.com, where you can research LBX products, but you can also compare technologies and learn a lot more about LBX and Trimble technologies as well. Check them out on ironpros.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you again to Adam, and we'll see you in the next one.